Which tarot deck is the best? The Aquarian versus the Visconti. So, in this reading, we're going to talk about in this video, sorry, it's not a reading, we're going to talk about the author, the packaging, the cards, the artwork, and do kind of a final comparison between these two decks. Now, these are actually from my collection. I like to use them as examples. And so you might notice something a little bit odd that you wouldn't find in just any comparison reading here. So the book that I was showing with the Aquarian deck on the left is actually one I purchased because it matched the cards, but when I opened it up, when I got it, turned out it has a different set of cards on the inside. And I show that just because the Aquarian was my first deck, it was a gift, and when you're learning the tarot, you can kind of mix and match. These cards were actually gifted to me back in 2000 by a friend in high school, and she found them at a thrift store. They're written in Italian, and I had recently come back from Italy, so she thought of me, and she gave them to me, and I don't think she knew then, nor did I, that it would spark into this this passion and collection, in part because I really like the artwork. The artwork on these cards was made in the 1970s by a guy named David Palladini, and this here is a close-up of the card. You can see they're very worn. I've been carrying them around for different places for 20 years. I don't have the box anymore, but you can buy these online. They're widely available and produced by US Games now in various different sizes and boxes and things like that. The other deck here is also a totally common deck that I purchased way back when. I don't use them as often. They're narrower than a normal set of cards, and they're, rather than being based on the Rider-Waite, which is fully illustrated, these are based on a different system where the cards just have, they're more like playing cards. So I have an example here of what's neat about these cards. These are the court card versions. You got a knight with the horse and a queen. The Italian company that makes these, Lo Scarabeo, which is the scarab, they do it in a bunch of different languages. So their guidebook has different languages, and the cards have different languages on the side. Here's an example of what I mean by a lot of the cards are not illustrated. So this one, which is like a 9 of coins, it's beautiful, it's got gold foil on it, but it just has 9 coins on it. So you kind of have to know the tarot of the meaning of the tarot to use these cards, and there's not a whole lot to go off intuitively. Here are the two cards together. As we're wrapping up the end here, you can get a sense of the narrowness of the Visconti deck, and you can get a sense of the differences of the illustrations here and the size of the cards. So, as we're coming to the end of looking at the basics of these two decks, the answer of which tarot deck is best is always going to be both. Why not have both? I hope you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more comparisons.